Hey, how's it going? How you feeling? I'm feeling pretty terrible. These last few days have been like a tsunami of emotions crashing against my shore every single day. I I've had to try to find constructive ways to channel uh, my anger, my frustration, my bewilderment, my astonishment. I've spoken a lot to my family. Um, I've had some hearts to hearts with my sister. Um, you know, Interacting with friends uh, through social media, etc. Yesterday, I wrote a satirical article just trying to collect and express my thoughts. Um, but it wasn't really satirical because it wasn't funny. It was based on what's actually happening. And but I wanted to have a historical record of what happened this day and over the past few days and my thoughts on it, so that we could go back and hope that this was just a shameful blip on our nation's history, and that hopefully Donald Trump will have been removed very quickly from our social political conscience, meaning from office. And I hope that's what happens, because everything that happened over the course of the past few days has been beyond. It's not disturbing. It's not disappointing. It's horrifying. The only thing that I'm relieved about is that I don't have any children that I know of. See, normally that would be funny, but it's not even funny. I can't even make jokes. My soul is dampened. But on the one hand, I'm quite sure. Like, I've got my little brother. He just turned 21 through Big Brothers Big Sisters, and we can talk about this stuff. But what if I had a kid who was like my little nephew, my beautiful, innocent little nephew who's only 5? I hope that this is just going over his head, and he doesn't have to ask the easy questions. Not even hard questions, just the easy ones. I hope he's not catching what's going on right now. I'm a big fan of him knowing what's going on in the world and being in tune to current events and all that stuff, but not right now. What? Imagine there are people around this country where their kids are asking them a couple of simple questions. A, why are so many people in Charlottesville so angry and carrying torches and yelling all these crazy things? Right? B, who are the people yelling against them? C, who are the bad people, mommy, daddy? Now, in any other time, that should be very, very simple to answer, right? And I think 99.9 people in America would answer correctly. Well, let's just say at least 95%. And then, for the first time in history, let's just say modern history, all right? Let's not fool ourselves. If the kid asks the question, okay, well, then what did the president mean when he said that both sides were at fault? And then you would have to leave it up to the parent, whoever they are, to answer that question. I could answer that question very reasonably and very thoughtfully. I just don't think I should have to. And I wouldn't want to. Especially on an impressionable mind that doesn't need to be thinking about those issues at this age. But we have a president, a vile, racist president of the United States, who is supposed to be the comforter in chief, the conscience in chief, and the prism through which everyone sees America's moral authority. And he's an ignoramus, a bigot, and a racist. And he doesn't even have the common sense to hide it. So I didn't even mention the fact that my nephew is, well, he's obviously black, but he's half black. He's going to have to deal with these issues sometime down the road. But this affects all children. It's about good and evil. It's about what does the President of the United States believe in, and should I believe him? Is he right? It's disgusting. And it's the effect on the children, I think, that makes me the sickest. Because they're the ones that, you would think that these racists would just die out. But these were all young people in these videos we saw in Charlottesville. And we know it's because of the advent of social media, etc. So they're not dying out. But then when you get boosted and bolstered spiritually by the President of the United States, knowing that you've now got the DOJ behind you and you can act recklessly with impunity, you've got Jeff Sessions running the DOJ, they can come out and say that there's going to be a civil rights investigation into the violence in Charlottesville, but you actually have to ask yourself, against who? Isn't that crazy? So, I firmly believe, as shameful as we must look to the international community, I feel it could be easily rectified by the removal of one guy. I think that our political discourse has been greatly harmed over the past, let's say, decade and a half, 2 decades. But this guy's making it much worse. But he's so horrible that I'm seeing signs of people actually, okay, enough is enough. And if that opens up a discussion with some of my Republican friends, if we want to meet in the middle, you want some of us to call each other independents? Is that what it's going to take for us to start working together because of labels? I'll do it. I've been calling myself, saying that I am basically a libertarian in my spirit. So let's it's not just about being anti-him. It's about being pro-American. And he just happens to represent everything America isn't. So let's agree on that. Let's reject him, and let's focus on what we all can agree on. Like compassion, economic security, safety nets for people in distress, opportunity for everybody, anti-bigotry and racism and sexism, anti-homophobia, equality for everybody, infrastructure, technological equality, broadband, and saving our planet. These should not be controversial. Now, maybe saving our planet is for some people, but I think for most people, it's really just agreeing on some happy medium between that and regulations. But can't we just get to the table? We can't just be against him. We've got to be for something. But we've got to be crystal clear about what we're against. So let's try to take this as a teaching moment. Like I said, if I had a kid as young as my nephew, I would hope that they wouldn't understand anything that's going on. But if they do, make it a teachable moment. Love everybody. And the last thing I would tell someone is to bury your head in the sand and think that that's being let me put it a different way. If there are people out there that believe that by ignoring racism or treating everybody the same, that they're a part of the solution. And that's just not true. Because you can't bury your head in the sand to issues that don't affect you. That's like me trying to ignore gender issues and how things affect women. That makes me complicit if I do that. They've got to struggle about things that I don't. We should all work together. Because understanding each other or trying to understand someone else and whatever struggles they have to deal with, it actually really isn't that difficult. All you got to do is use this. Just listen. But if you don't want to listen, which is the easiest, and you don't want to discuss, damn, that privilege must feel good. Anyway, that actually made me feel better. Much longer than I wanted it to be, but it actually did make me feel better. So, I will be back. Follow me on Twitter at JGerard Inc. JGerard Inc. God bless. Prayers for everybody in Charlottesville and Barcelona both. And we just need all this stuff to go away. All these people killing everybody. I don't care what. Why are we even talking about whether it's brown people killing people or Nazis killing people? Look, I hate all these motherfuckers, okay? We need to eradicate all these fools. We should all agree on that. And the fact that over the past few days, we haven't agreed on that, that's just shocking to me. But anyway, I probably shouldn't end with something negative. Let's see. Oh, something positive. I'm going to go see my mama tomorrow, and I know she's going to cook something good for me. Boom, that's positive for me. Later.